So yeah, you got to get good at that. And if you just did the first three, you could probably have a decent living just doing that. But I'm going to stack, okay? If you are going to do number four, where you
This is Secrets for Success.
welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you, as always, for joining me. Today, I'm going to go into Unk mode. I'm going to go into the old school uncle that's been at this game a long time, and I'm gonna talk about what I would do if I was starting over. Like if I was starting over in physical therapy, what would I do? And I do get, I don't want to say, I hate when people, I get this question asked all the time. Look, I do get access a few times a year. Greg, would you do it again? And if you did do it again, how would you do it this time around? So that answer changes. Would I do this again? I mean, probably not. I mean, world, there's a few things that I realize. I realize that, you do things based on what things you want out of life. And, I thought physical therapy was going to give me a life of good income and a flexible time schedule. And right now, today in 2026, it actually has, but not in the way that I went to school to do. And so if I had to do it all over again, I probably wouldn't do it. But if I did do it again, and by the way, like the profession has done good for me. It's done great. I was able to have a really nice career, clinically, and then moved to having a practice, and then now, still have my practice, but consulting, and it's opened up a lot of opportunities for me. So I am not damning it. I'm very thankful, very happy. But I also know that today there's a lot of different ways to get the thing that I want. And for me, what I want is I want to be able to help people. Yes, I want to be able to use my gifts and feel like what I do matters. I want to be able to have the freedom to be able to say the things that I want to say, whether that is my faith, whether that is, things that I believe in. And I want to be able to have that platform. So there's other ways to do it besides being a therapist. But let's just say I was a therapist and I was doing it over again. Here is what I would do different. Number one is I would understand that there's no way in hell I'm ever going to make this investment pay off for me if I don't have a business. So that's the first thing. And if I'm not willing to start a business, I am not doing it. By the way, this was actually asked by me a week ago from a friend of mine who was staying at one of my properties with his family. And his daughter is about to start college and is going into physical therapy school. And I said, look, if you're going to do it, fine, as long as you understand you're going to have a business. And then that business is going to be your foundation. And after you have the foundation, you're going to stack certain things onto it. So let me just tell you what I said to her. And please share this with maybe other, to-be therapists or your kids or whatnot. If you're going to do this field, physical therapy, occupational therapy, dietetics and nutrition, speech therapy, those allied health fields, I would not do it if I was not going to create at least some base foundational practice. Okay. So what does that look like? Well, that could be insurance. That could be a cash-based practice. That could be a hybrid practice. And if I didn't do any of those and I wanted to be a clinician, I would be a part-time clinician, but I have to stack one of the four things that I'm about to tell you if I was a part-time clinician. Okay. I believe in any of the first three, you can make a decent living if you understand how to get customers, you understand how to talk to people, you understand how to convert people from potentially interested into seeing the value that you have. And so, yeah, you got to get good at that. And if you just did the first three, you could probably have a decent living just doing that. But I'm going to stack, okay? If you are going to do number four, where you're going to be a part-time clinician, you must stack, because as a part-time clinician, you're making your money, but it's never going to get you to where the majority of you want to go, which is where you want eventually that you don't have to work as hard for your money as you're doing today. And then you want to get to the point where your money's working harder for you than you're working for it. Okay. So let's talk about those foundational practices, those three foundational, and then the option of being part-time. Okay. I know that if I go insurance, here is the important thing. And this is what I told the young lady. The important thing with insurance is that The pros is that insurance is going to give me more patience than just my marketing and my messaging is going to give me. Some people, they have insurance and they just want to use somebody in their network. So I get clients just because I'm on United. I get clients just because I'm on Blue Cross Blue Shield. I get clients just because I'm on TRICARE. That was not my marketing. That was TRICARE did that for me. TRICARE's marketing got those clients. TRICARE then sent those clients to me because I'm a TRICARE provider. Okay, that's the insurance-based model. I understand that I'm going to get a lot of people, but I'm not going to be able to stack what I'm going to share with you without me actually getting really good at communication and messaging. All right, so that's insurance. Okay, next, I got to get really good at presenting value to people from the get-go. If I do that, I'll be able to see probably half the volume of what I would see in insurance for the same take-home amount, for the most part, okay? Hybrid practice is a combination of cash and insurance. It could be a combination of cash and online. It could be a combination of insurance and online. It could be a combination of lower level services and higher level services. That's hybrid. Hybrid means it's kind of a blend. It's a mix, okay? So again, you just got to get good at acquiring customers, serving the customers, and getting the customers to repeat as customers, okay? And then the last one is part-time clinician. Part-time clinician, you're not going to make a lot of money, but it's going to give you access to people that you wouldn't have access to without it. And then I would try to talk to my boss on the clients that I'm working with. If there was something that I can offer them that we don't offer them here, are you cool with it? Because now we're going to talk about how to stack, okay? I believe for any of those four, you have the ability to stack one of these four things onto your clinic. Number one, a practice membership, where you are giving people value month over month over month. That could be counsel, that could be education, that could be accountability, that could be community, that could be tools. You're giving value, something that's making their life better, and you're doing that every single month. Okay, that is a practice membership. Number two would be an app. An app could be basically a companion guide to what you're trying to have your clients do in the clinic. Okay, that's an app. It's a really cool way. Not going to be able to charge as much as maybe a membership, but it's a great way to kind of get started. Number three would be having some type of online digital course or offer. Okay, you're using your expertise, you're using your guidance to be able to give people ways for them to work with you and to get value from you without them having to physically be in front of you, okay? And then number four is a solutions-based offer. And that's where you are giving people the option of working with you to get a specific solution, which insurance is not interested in doing. You're like, look, we'll give you this amount of visits. Hopefully you can fix your problem within this amount of time. And if you can't, oh, well, too bad, so sad. Okay, solutions-based offer is centered around we're fixing the problem. The problem's being addressed, the problem's being fixed. If we can't fix the problem, we'll continue to work with you until we get it fixed. So it's basing every single dollar that you're spending on a specific outcome that you're going to get. If you could stack one of those to your practice, you're probably going to bring in, if once you get it going good, between $10,000 to $30,000 for each of them. For me at Renewal Rehab, what I was able to do is, so I had insurance-based, I had a practice membership, I had an online course offer, and I had a solutions-based offer. I didn't have the digital care app, but that's what I had there. And it made me some really good money. And I was able to double what I was making in the clinic just by stacking those other three businesses onto it. That's it. And if I was to do it over again, that's what I would do. I would understand the income stack. So with that said, if any of you want to get my spreadsheet that I use that gives you the option of which business foundation you're going to go in, and then what would it look like to add a membership stack or an app stack or a solutions-based offer stack or an online course offer stack, I can give that to you. Just go ahead and comment stack to 813-534-6453 and I'll send it to you. All right. I hope that helps you guys. And yeah, if I was to do it over again, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I feel like that's a safe way of making sure that this investment pays off. Love you guys. Till next time.